Hello, everybody. I am John. Oh no, Justin's not recording. No.
Everybody here dies by dawn, Beth. Dead by dawn! Dead by dawn! Dead by dawn!
Hello, everybody. I'm John.
I'm Justin.
And we're the Gore
Goblins.
Yeah, that's us.
Ugh.
And we're recording this time.
We have a special guest with us today to talk about movies we like and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bruce Campbell. He's right over there.
Yeah, he's right over there.
He's not mic'd up, though, so you're not going to hear
Yeah,
him.
you're not going to hear him the whole show. Sam Raimi's in the car. He that was his ride.
Yeah.
Like
We left the AC on. He's good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but Kale's back to talk about Evil Dead some more.
Yay.
Because we're talking about Evil Dead Rise.
Rise.
That came out last year in 2023. The whole 10 years after the last one.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
And almost didn't get a theatrical release. Keep forgetting that.
Thanks, COVID. Almost fucked everything up.
Well, wasn't that more like Warner Brothers? Like, they're just trying to put everything on HBO. And then I think, like, it did so well in testing that they were like no, this needs a run. In theaters.
It was that. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. But it was because of COVID that they were doing all the movies, like, I think day and date with theatrical releases, if I remember right, because I know Matrix Resurrections was like that, so was Dune. And then this one was just going to be a straight to streaming, and then it did too well in test screenings, thank God. So me and Kale went to go see it when it came out. I think, did you see it in theaters, Justin?
Yeah.
Justin saw it in theaters. Let me make sure something real quick, because I don't think... Okay, no, the mic's picking you up. Okay, it's just real quiet. What the fuck?
At first I was too loud. Now it's too quiet.
No, now you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I see the little wavies.
The little wavies. Hey, George, how you doing, buddy? Speaking of little wavy.
He's
anyway, yeah, that's what we're here to talk about today. It's the fifth one, and as far as I think all of us are concerned, their batting average is pretty much at 100.
Yeah,
as
so
far
far
as Evil Dead goes.
5 for 5.
Also, good timing, because I was before we started recording, there's a new Evil Dead got announced. A spinoff, I think, is what it's being labeled as.
I think they call
right
it
now.
I think they called it a spinoff just because, like, they don't want to call it a sequel. Like, it's not directly following any of the others.
Yeah, and it's from I think Kale said it was from a French director, right?
Sebastian Vanacek or something like
That's
that.
a French ass name. Yeah.
He only has I think he has like one movie doing circuits right now called Infested, about like these spiders that are multiplying in like a French housing project.
Awesome.
God.
But it's gotten good reviews from what I've seen.
That sounds pretty cool. Yeah.
It's like ice spiders.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Exactly like it.
I don't know if it's going to reach that level of quality, because Ice Spiders is a stone cold classic, as we all know. Perfect movie as far as I'm concerned. And I think my grandpa probably gave it like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's where the bar for the next Evil Dead is set.
If he had a letterbox, he would have given it 5 stars.
Is this movie as good as Ice Spiders?
Is this movie as good as Ice Spiders? Well, we'll find out in a year or two, probably.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in another 3 years whenever I do that one.
Yeah, Kale comes back for one Evil Dead thing, maybe Puppet Master somewhere around there.
Yeah. Phantasm.
Phantasm.
Phantom of the Paradise.
Yeah, Phantom of the Paradise. That's one. I don't know if... Yeah, that counts. I think that would work.
I always see it called horror.
I could see that.
But...
I could see that working.
But that's not why we're here.
No, we're getting off on it. We're already getting sidetracked. That's a staple. No, we're here to talk about Evil Dead Rise. Yeah, which is like I said, pretty good. I think in rewatching it.
Well, we can rank them because this is the last one. So
You want to rank them again? We ranked them already.
well, now we have Rise to add
Now
to
we
the
have
ranking.
another one we got to rank. So for me, I don't know. I guess because I rewatched it and I was like, yeah, this is good. I like this one. I still don't know where it. Because like Evil Dead 2 is still at the top. Obviously, that one. Yeah. I don't think that one's gonna change ever. And then right under that is Evil Dead 2013. And then probably because I don't know if I like Army of Darkness more than this or not.
That's the thing. I can't really rank them fairly. Like, Evil Dead 2 is at the top. And then below that, I probably have The Evil Dead and Army of Darkness kind of at the same spot.
Yeah.
And then below that, I probably have this one in 2013 in the same spot.
Because 2013 I love so much because of Jane Levy. And Mia's just a really good final girl. And I know you grew up with Evil Dead, so it's different for you.
Yeah.
But with me, it's like, yeah, Evil Dead 2 is tippy top. Nah, it's like way above anything else. But then after that, they all kind of just like foreshadowing here, but they all just kind of mix together and form one giant husk of just grotesque shit that I love. So it's hard for me to like.
They're all in the same blunt rotation.
Yeah, really, honestly. So it's hard for me to pick, but I don't know. I think I like because I watched Army of Darkness not too long ago with a bunch of friends. Kale was there too. Yeah, obviously.
That was a very fun movie to see people watch for the first time.
Yeah. Without
context.
Yeah, but that was great. So I don't know. Like I think Army of Darkness is right above, and then it's probably Rise, and then The Evil Dead for me. If I had to like really think about it, but I don't know. Evil Dead movies are like Beatles albums. It's hard for me to like. Yeah. I have a new favorite one every day, outside of which one is like the absolute favorite, which even that changes because right now it's Revolver. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening to me. Anyway, what about you, Justin?
2013, 2, Rise, 1, Army.
Wow, you just don't like fun and whimsy, do you?
I like. It's not to say that it's the bottom of the list. It's that it's bad.
He likes ice spiders.
He does like ice spiders.
Yeah, I like tons of shitty movies.
Ed Frankenfish.
I just put that one at the bottom because it's more comedy than horror, and the others are top because they're more horror fixated.
And that one is like the far outlier of the series.
Absolutely. That's not the first. I think is that the first time that Sam Raimi was like, "Fuck you, studio, I'm gonna do my own thing." I feel like that was like, because I know he did it again with Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Much to the chagrin of my, however old how old was I? I was 12. Much to the chagrin of my 12-year-old self, because I was like, that's not Venom. Venom's supposed to be a muscle daddy. Why'd they make him a twink? But outside of that, Army of Darkness is an outlier, like big time. But I mean, I don't know. It's still really fun. I don't know. I like I keep like there's like scenes that are constantly playing in my head, like King Arthur kicking the dude to get his sword out.
Oh yeah.
And then when Bruce Campbell or when Ash comes back and everybody's like crowding him, he's like, "Get the fuck out of my face!" Like that. Like there's too many things from that movie that just like are seared into my brain that I identify with like the whole franchise.
Yeah. That was a very important movie for Ash as a character.
Yeah. So and Ash is technically in this one.
Yeah.
Very technically, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, so I guess that's our updated rankings. I'm sure that'll get all jumbled up in 2 years when the next one comes out. It'll be called like Evil Dead fucking BioShock or some shit.
Evil Dead Automata.
No, they're gonna make the next one, and then the movie that comes after the one that just got announced will be a combination of 2013 Rise and the next one.
See, that's so you think, right? I think I talked about it on an earlier episode, but I remember Jane Levy posted something on Twitter and somebody was like, "Please come back to horror," and then all she put was like an emoji shushing, and I was like, okay, that either means she's making another Don't Breathe, I don't know why, or that means that she's, because I think Ghost House, Sam Raimi's production company, like retweeted it with like that eye emoji where it's like, oh, like it was like something to take note of. So everybody was like, is she gonna be in another Evil Dead? Is she gonna do another Don't Breathe? Like what the fuck's going on? But she pretty much said, like, in addition to that emoji, she was like, yeah, I'm coming back to horror. I just don't know what it's going to be. I would love to see Mia again. Yeah. But, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if she wants to put herself through that again.
Did she say why she wasn't in the game?
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, because it wasn't her.
They got her likeness, though, right?
It was Mia, but she didn't do the voice. I can't remember if they said why.
Okay. Ellen Sandweiss did the voice for hers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it was just, I think she was one of the ones that didn't, because who else was in that game? I don't remember. I think it's not Bob. Was Bob the dude's name in the first movie? The discount Han Solo? Was his name Bob? Scotty, there we go. See, when I think Bob, it's because Bob is just such a fucking, like, common name, and it's in Halloween. It's whatever.
It was in Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
At least one of them.
I'm sure
somewhere.
Yeah. Somewhere. I can't tell you who he is, but I'm sure he's there.
He might have been in 3D.
Oh God, was he? He might have been the dude that got his eye popped out. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I think that was his name.
And was it Rob? It might have been Rob. We're getting sidetracked anyway. So
Welcome to Gore Goblins, where we talk about names.
That's what we do. That's why we start with our names. Yeah. But yeah, so that's hopefully there'll be another one of those, another one with Mia or I don't know if Bruce Campbell's going to be Ash again, but
I think I can't remember if it was him or Jane Levy saying that they'd come back only if Sam Raimi was directing.
Yeah, that's a tall order too.
Yeah.
He's working on something, I think, though. I don't think it's I don't remember what, but I could have sworn I read he was working on something new.
Yeah.
That wasn't Marvel related.
Hopefully.
But who knows? But so Evil Dead Rise. Ash is technically in it, as I said before. But this one. So like all the other movies are kind of just like in a cabin in the woods or whatever, and this one kind of starts out that way. With that drone shot.
Oh, yeah, the cold open.
The cold open, which is a very, very good cold open. Yeah. I really like it a lot. Where it's
kind of similar to 2013, showing how like a group of people off to the side of the main story are also affected by the book and the terrible shit that comes from it.
Yeah, so it's a drone shot, and it's very reminiscent of the first, all of them really, with the
Force running through the woods.
So, but it's just a drone. Some dickhead fucking.
It's modern times now.
Yeah, some dickhead boyfriend of a character is flying it around, and she's like, "You could have cut my head off," because she almost hits this girl, and then the girl's like, "You could have cut my head off," and he's like, "Nah, I just would have fucked your face up." Like that's any better. I'm just like, all right, bud. But then she's trying to read Wuthering Heights, I think.
Yeah. Wuthering Heights.
So then she gets frustrated because
Jessica's asleep.
Yeah.
Typical Jessica.
Fucking Jessica.
And then what's her boyfriend's name? Is like Caleb or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just being Caleb, typical Caleb behavior. God. So then I don't remember the name of this girl. Teresa. There we see. Justin knows all the names.
Fake fan.
Listen, I don't care right now. I'm getting older. I'm having trouble remembering names. Anyway, so she goes into the cabin and Jessica's sleeping, and then Teresa starts reading her book. We get a nice little callback to the first movie, but instead of reading cards, she's reading Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, a particularly spooky passage from the book.
Very spooky passage, like the perfect passage. And then but I think there's a shot where she's looking at the book and like she hears like bones crack and she looks up and like Jessica's just sitting straight up on the bed.
Yeah.
I love that shit. It makes me happy. Anyway, she starts reading and then she just kind of collapses. Teresa goes to check on her. She starts spitting up cum. I don't know what else that could be. So I'm just going to say that's what it is.
I saw that as a kind of another throwback to the first one where they're like spitting up milk.
Spitting up the milk, yeah. That's what I thought of too. But I come anyway. So she starts spitting that up. And I'm going to assume based on what happens later that that's like supposed to be like a physical manifestation of your soul leaving your body, I guess.
Oh,
Because it happens more explicitly during a moment like that.
A lot more.
A lot more later on in the movie. Because, so she spits that up and then, she scalps Teresa, which was that shot in I feel like that shot was in the trailer.
It was in the Red Band trailer.
It was in the Red Band trailer. And I remember thinking, whoa. Yeah, dude, fuck yeah.
I can't remember what movie it was. It might have been like John Wick Chapter 4 or something. I remember they showed the Red Band trailer before the movie, and then right after it, I heard a guy a couple rows ahead of us be like, why are they showing scary trailers here?
I don't know why, but that phrasing is pretty funny. Why are they showing scary trailers? I just came here for a good action time. What is this? It's like but there's been stuff like that that's happened like before kids movies and shit, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
There was like I think before like a showing of like Cars 2, they showed like this hard R rated like fucking Red Band trailer and kids were like crying and shit. It's just like, well, that's what you get for going to see Cars 2. I don't know what to tell you. But Yeah, she gets scalped, and then we get a POV that I initially thought was Jessica, but no, it's Teresa just walking up on Caleb pissing in the lake because he would do that.
And with her skull just hanging out.
Her skull's just, yep. And then Jessica comes by, drops her fucking scalp. It gives a nice meaty thwack. We love those.
Both chuckled.
Both chuckle, yeah, exactly. But then she picks up the drone, I think.
Yeah.
And lacerates herself. And then she kind of jumps in the water. And then Caleb's like, I'm going to go in after you because I'm stupid. So then Caleb does that. He gets his head ripped off in a very not clean way. Because I think his traps are still attached to him. Probably, and I'm just like, what the fuck? She throws that on the dock. And then in one of the coolest fucking title cards I've ever seen in my life. I got a little too excited. She literally levitates out of the fucking water.
She rises.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that. She levitates out of the water, and then so does the title card, Evil Dead Rise.
Little arrow comes out, points to her.
Looks like Evil Dead.
Get it? Rising?
Looks like Evil Dead Dice for a split second, and then it says Evil Dead Rise.
Evil Dead Dice.
Yeah, and I remember in the theater, I was just like, oh my fucking God. I was like, that is amazing. I can't wait. And then the rest of the movie happens. So we get introduced to our main, first I guess it starts with Lily Sullivan, Beth.
Yeah.
Her taking a pregnancy test. And she's all like, uh-oh. But you don't see why she's saying uh-oh. So,
I mean, you get the idea. She's holding a pregnancy test and has a look of lament on her face.
Yeah, don't we all? Anyway. But yeah, so we get introduced to her doing that, and then we get introduced to everybody else. The core family, which is Ellie, which is
the great mom,
Alyssa Sutherland, the best mom. She's a tattoo woman. We have, as Justin put it, her brother Danny, or her son Danny, who, as Justin put it, is a weird DJ person, which is great. We have his sister, the little girl, Cassie, who Justin said was a psycho. And then we have their sister, Bridget, who Justin cannot stand, and we came to the conclusion that's because she's the type of liberal that's all talk and no walk. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm riding with. Just like the character.
If she really wanted that black shirt for that protest, she would have washed it herself. I'm just saying.
It's like the character from fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that was just a terribly written character that got decapitated at the end of the movie. So that's all fun. But yeah, Bridget's not that bad. I like Bridget a little bit more than I like her, because at least Bridget doesn't shame her siblings for getting scared during a school shooting or whatever the fuck happened in that movie. God damn it, we're gonna have to do that one day. Anyway, so that's the family. They're all, hanging out in this condemned fucking apartment building in LA. I'm assuming it's in LA. Yeah, it's in LA because Beth mentions LAX. And they seem like a little happy time. Danny's playing his little fucking DJ set.
Yeah, they're pretty likable.
And then Cassie's just making
chopping off head dolls.
The head off her doll.
Staffity? That's what the name?
Staffy, to protect her from the ghost that hears jingling coins in your pocket and kills you.
Man, that just came to you in a stream of consciousness, huh?
I mean, that's a classic brother trying to fuck with his sister type thing.
One thing I like too is all the other movies, because that's the other thing is all these movies kind of stand on their own, but there's a lot of shared DNA outside of there's always a book, a shotgun, and a chainsaw.
Yeah.
But the way that the setup works, so she throws the scissors under the couch or whatever, that comes into play later. You get Ellie's needle gun.
Yeah, a big thing of Evil Dead is a lot of setups and payoffs.
Yeah.
A lot of small shots at the beginning, a lot of small things that come back later on.
Yeah. So then, so Beth shows up, and Ellie's kind of happy to see her, but not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
You get the impression that they're estranged.
Yeah.
They've had their fights in the past.
So, and Beth is all happy to see everybody, and she's has a present for their dad, and then everybody's kind of awkward about it because
Homeboy ain't there.
Divorce, isn't it great? Anyway, so at some point after that, Ellie sends Danny and she sends the kids to go get pizza at Henrietta's Pizzeria, which the tagline is "Come get some," which is cute to say the least. So they go get the pizza, and then Ellie and Beth kind of like hash it out, and because Ellie's like, "Oh yeah, I called you twice."
And you don't answer.
And you don't
Beth's
answer.
like, well, I'm busy trying to make head guitar tech.
Yeah.
Because,
because I'm not a roadie.
I'm busy on the Gate Creeper tour.
Groupie.
Yeah, groupie.
Tour, probably. Shit. Yeah, she's not a groupie. Because that's what Ellie always calls her, is a groupie. And then Beth just reaches across the table and strangles her. Yeah. But not really. Anyway, while the kids are coming back with the pizza, we get the setup that the gate is kind of finicky. That'll come into play later. And then an earthquake happens while they're trying to carry the pizza away. Cassie's trying to drink some Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Because she had some hot chili.
Trying to get that Baja Blast fix.
And then the earthquake hits, opens up a hole in the ground, and Danny, being the adventurous one, decides to go and check it out. And he finds
wouldn't you?
I was going to say, it's a dumb idea to do it right after an earthquake, but I absolutely would have gone down there to see what the fuck it was. Especially if it's a bank. They got some shit down there.
Because he saw the bank vault, it was like the inside of a bank vault. So he was like, fuck it, I'm going. So then he goes in, and he finds some records, some ominous records.
Yeah.
He gets jump scared by Jesus, which haven't we all? And then he comes across a tomb. A crypt,
a sarcophagus of some kind.
That's what I'm looking for.
And I don't know if I saw it properly, but like when he shines his flashlight inside, do you see like the silhouette of a body in there?
What I saw was just the
book
in the bag. Yeah.
Okay, I could have swore like you see like the ridge of like a nose and like a mouth or something.
Maybe I didn't catch it. If I did,
But also that would have been like decades before, so I don't think their body would have still been intact.
Yeah.
And also like I just like to imagine he sees the body. He's like, "Oh, cool!" Reaches past in, then grabs the book.
No, that reminds me though, because like speaking of stuff like that, that reminds me when we went to go see Halloween Ends in the theater. There's that bit where it's when Corey and Michael go to that dude's house when he's about to fuck that nurse or whatever.
Yeah, the doctor.
And then and like the light comes on and Corey's stabbing the fuck out of the doctor. And on my TV when I watched it, you can like just barely make out the silhouette of him just fucking hacking away, and I was like, holy shit! But in the theater, you couldn't really see it because I guess that's just how the projection. And I have like an OLED TV, so like it does things differently than like an LED or whatever, or like a projection screen. So I'm guessing that's why, but I don't know. Maybe if the brightness is different, maybe there's a body in there, but he definitely didn't comment on it.
Yeah, right.
This movie was lighter in the theater, but darker when you watch it at home.
Well, you have an OLED too, so yeah, it definitely was. Did you do you have it? Do you have the Blu-ray or did you? Okay,
I got the disc.
Yeah, so the disc was it was dark. Like there's that when. Like, one of the scenes is, like, when Ellie's in the elevator and the light kept flickering. And I was like, is my TV going out? Because this is getting real dark. It scared me. But, yeah, so Danny finds the book. There's a bunch of roaches on it. Not to go off on another sidetrack, but at work today I saw the biggest fucking roach I've ever seen in my life just on the wall. I was walking to my office and I was like, what the fuck?
That's rude. Those are people.
No, okay, listen. No, but it was a giant, like, it was like fucking, it was like the size of George's head. I'm not joking. That thing was huge.
It was in jail. It's been lifting weights.
It probably has. But
I mean, I saw a rat at work. So.
Well, you work at a warehouse, so.
Okay, I was gonna say if you still worked at a restaurant, that's not good.
I'm honestly surprised I haven't seen a rat where I work yet. But anyway,
there are horrible things at Cracker Barrel. Don't go there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, white people.
Yeah, there's white people. I was just about to say. Yeah, there's white people. It's called Cracker Barrel. But yeah, so he gets the book. There's a bunch of roaches on it, and the book doesn't look like a happy book. No. But one thing I like about all these movies is the books always look different.
Yeah.
Even when they're supposed to be the same book, which I think is
well,
fun.
then he says when the fucking priest is doing his first little message,
yeah,
he
one
says
of the three,
one of three volumes.
Yeah, one of 3 volumes.
And I think that's what Lee Cronin's intent was that it's one of the 3 books that Ash was fucking with in Army of Darkness.
Yeah, I like to think this is the one that was flying around and biting him. It just seems like it would be.
But yeah, it's got like these gnarly little jaws. They're like teeth, not jaws, but teeth. And it's bound in human flesh. Same old shit.
Just covered in dick veins.
Yeah, covered in dick veins, like a Snickers bar. God bless. Anyway, so yeah, he takes the book up, shows it to Bridget, and we also get introduced to other characters that are on the same condemned floor.
Yeah, the other tenants.
We get Mr. Fonda, who has a cat that is stuck in the vents, and he also has a shotgun somewhere. We get a religious man whose name I cannot remember. And then we get 2 kids. Ben is the religious dude who's like, pray for me, pray with me. And then Lily's like, no. Or Beth, fuck, I'm going to keep saying the actress's name. Anyway, so it's going to be Nightmare on Elm Street all over again. And then whenever she plays herself, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, Nancy. Oh wait, that's not her name. God damn it. Anyway, so, but yeah, and then the 2 kids who also mentioned A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, keeping the...
They're watching all of them, even the shitty ones.
There
are no
shitty ones.
Yeah, keeping the thread between Evil Dead and Nightmare on Elm Street alive.
Yeah, keeping it alive and well. Hey, you know, but if you listen to us talk about the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, you know there are definitely some shitty ones. Yeah. So maybe that guy's just a super fan. I don't know, but it ain't me.
And one of my friends defends the 2 shittiest ones. He defends the remake and Freddy's Dead.
Well, you know what? At least with Freddy's Dead, I could be like, well, it's fun. But with the remake, it's just frustrating for me. I don't know. But it happens. You know, it's like how there's people whose favorite Friday the 13th is A New Beginning. So don't know who those people are.
Which he also likes.
Well, you know what?
I mean, it's got good kills, I think, from what I remember. I think that's the one that has the dude get the belt around his face and like tightened.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
After the softcore porn scene in the fucking woods, because this was directed by a porno director. God, what a franchise. Anyway, so yeah, they come back up. Danny shows the book to Bridget. Bridget's like, this is fucking scary.
That shit is haunted.
Take it back. And Danny's like, because Danny like cuts his, he pricks his finger.
Yeah, he tries prying it open where the teeth are, which of course nicks his fucking finger.
And then he gets blood all over the book, and the
book drinks it up.
He just drinks it up, and then that's what happens. And then it opens up.
Yeah.
Which was a practical effect. Good to see. And you know, they start looking, and it's just a bunch of like fucking death metal album covers. Yeah. Just a bunch of fucking death metal album covers, inked in blood, some passages here and there. Really cool. And then Bridget doesn't like it. So then she's like, make sure you better take it back first thing in the morning. And then Danny's like, all right, cool, I'm going to spin some wax, though. Yeah. So then he starts listening to the records, and we get kind of a backstory. Like, he's like, yeah, I found one of the volumes of the Book of the Dead, bitch.
Yeah.
And then this is where Bruce Campbell has a little voice cameo where he says, you destroy it, it's called the Book of the Dead for a reason. And Lee Cronin's like, yeah, that's
Ash, like, out of time.
Yeah, that's Ash out of time. And out of touch. But, you know. So that's I don't know where he would be.
That was
why he would be there. But
I can't remember if they said where it was. It's in like the 20s or 30s.
It's in the 20s in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which fucking Army of Darkness is in like the 1500s.
Yeah.
But so I was like, well, you know, maybe if he just age him up, but no.
I mean, it's the book is a Deus Ex Machina. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Yeah, who cares? It's who cares? It's Ash. I don't care. That's my headcanon. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, he's like, yeah, it's the Book of the Dead for a reason. And then, you know, there's a bunch of arguing, and then he gets to the second record.
He's like, fuck those guys.
And he's like, I will now recite the words, and then I really like the sound mixing in this scene where he just starts going Gonda. And then, you know, Danny's like, oh, don't like that.
Yeah, to Danny's credit, like as soon as he says Conda, he's like, nope, turn that shit off.
And it will not turn off. He tries to remove the needle, it shocks him.
Too late.
and the speakers are like fucking breaking, just like because his voice gets really deep and
got that bass boosted Necronomicon going.
and then like the other thing is they're 78s. So I'm sure they'd have to be 78s. So like once he takes his hand off of it, because he's spinning it to make it go faster. Once he takes his hand off of it, it like starts warbling a bit, and I'm just like, God, it's so fucking good. Oh, and then all this is going on while Ellie decides to get on the elevator to go and wash some clothes.
No, she's dumping her ex-husband's shit.
That's what it is. Mm. Yeah, I thought she was washing clothes. No. Anyway, so, then the Force comes and just...
beats the shit out of her.
Swooses right in, breaks her arm, gets her all tied up in a nod to the trees in the woods.
I was going to say, not only that, and this may just be me reading into it, but this kind of plays into brainless meat puppet, which was said earlier in the movie, and like there she's in the elevator strung up like a marionette.
Oh yeah. Who said brainless meat puppet again?
That was Teresa talking shit about Caleb.
That's right. Yeah. Maybe. Well, I mean, that's kind of... Well, I think I kind of took that line as just like, that's kind of what the Deadites see people as. So yeah, that works. That's good. Huh. Look at that.
Layers.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of layers, she goes back up to the floor, and then she enters the apartment in a really cool shot because it's silhouetted, and she's like kind of walking.
This one in general is a lot more stylized. Like has a lot of cool shots like that,
and a lot of split diopters.
Yeah.
Like,
on that De Palma shit.
Bro thinks he's Brian De Palma. Yeah. But yeah, so she saunters in like she's John Wayne. And starts breaking eggs, baby.
Yep.
And then and this is where Alyssa Sutherland like really kind of like becomes just like a very, very, very good actress. And if there was any justice at the Oscars, she would be nominated. But they don't care about horror because it's junk. Even though she's like legitimately one of the best performances from the last year, like in anything. And I've seen a lot of movies from the last year. And hers is still, like, one of the better ones. But, yeah, so then she starts talking about how, like, she had a dream about how she wants to cut everybody up and crawl inside of them so they could be one big happy family forever.
Foreshadowing.
But, yeah, foreshadowing yet again. And then I don't remember how exactly it happens, but I think she, like, kind of falls to the floor, right?
Yeah, and starts, like, crawling towards them.
And she says, like, don't let it take my babies because it's in me or whatever. And then she starts throwing up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She just drank a lot of milk.
It's a lot. A lot. Like, I forgot how much she fucking threw up. And I was just like, oh my God.
Bet that felt great, though.
Yeah, like that video of the dude just sticking his finger in, just standing up and just a fucking spray. But that reminded me of, like, Kane Hodder throwing up water on cue and... in Jason Takes Manhattan.
He did that?
He could just do that, yeah. Jesus. Is they were like, all right, Cade, we're going to put water in your mouth. He's like, no, I got it. And then he just did it. And they were like, gross. Do that again. And then he did it again. But yeah, so what happens? So then she does that, and then everybody thinks she's dead. So...
Well, first they try taking her... They try taking her out, getting her out of the building, but this is where you get the occurrence of the blocked exit.
Yeah, Evil Dead the trope. Elevator doors keep opening and closing, and then, the stairs are broken.
Destroyed.
So then they take her to the bedroom, and then, we get Ben and Mr. Fonda in there, and Ben's like, "Will you pray with me?" But not after he tries to, like, close her eyes, and then they just open up again. And then he's just like, all right. Then he closes them again like nothing. Doesn't say a word. He's just like, all right. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see that. Just move on. And then he's like, will you pray with me? And Beth's like, she wasn't religious. And then he's like, we'll do it anyway. Typical Christian.
Just a few words.
Again, typical Christian. It's not going to hurt you. So then, they pray for a little bit. And then, Beth just kind of sits there for a while, and then...
Well, they discuss the plan to try to escape through the old fire escape, but they have to go through that fucking apartment that's locked.
Yeah. And, because, like, earlier... Yeah, because, like, Mr. Fonda's like, oh, I got a shotgun.
Yeah, we'll just blow that son bitch open.
And then Ben's like, nah, everybody's on edge. They don't need to hear gunshots. And I'm like, it's a condemned apartment. I don't think anybody's gonna care, honestly. George. Eventually Ellie wakes up again.
And yeah, there's a bit in there that felt very Sam Raimi when her phone starts playing the message from Ellie that Beth had missed, but then like the message changes and Ellie starts like saying like help me, like I'm burning alive, help. I was like, that feels like something straight out of Drag Me to Hell, or something like that.
And then the phone cracks.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh fuck, my phone. And then Ellie wakes up. And then she's burning up because their kids come in.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, she's alive. So then they put her in the tub. And then Ellie starts convulsing. And then she kind of gets onto the...
Yeah, she just blasts out of the water and starts just
yelling.
Spider-Man crawling up the wall.
And then, oh Lord, she's screaming.
Yep.
A scream that's loud enough for literally everybody to hear.
Except for the other floors of the apartment.
Yeah, they don't notice any of this happening.
They're not real. But yeah, she's screaming. And, that's cool.
And she just flops back into the water. Which is another classic Evil Dead trope, where the patient zero, Deadeye says something very loud, and then just flops over.
One by one, we will take you. Yeah, and then that's always great. Yeah, because that happens in 2013 when Mia screams.
It happens in Army of Darkness, where that one flops over, and that's just like, it's a trick. Get an axe.
Yeah, that's good. Oh God, I love this franchise. But yeah, she flops over, and there's a nice CG water splash.
Can't win them all.
Outside of that, you can't win them all, really. Outside of that, we get one of my favorite lines in the movie, which is where, she peeks her little head out. And Danny's
just
like,
her whole crawling up slowly out of the tub, and it's like
poking her head over.
Very, very good performance. Yeah,
she has it. I mean, because she just has like a very unique face, so it lends itself well to like the Deadite look. She just has like this big toothy grin,
and then she's all skinny and just makes it worse.
Very lanky.
Yeah, and then Danny's like, Mom, and then she's like, Mommy's with the maggots now, and I'm just like, God damn it, that's rough.
Still would.
That's such a but outside of that, and I remember that was in the trailer too, and I was like, holy fuck, I was like, that is mean. I'm like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because in 2013 we got Mia just being a fucking cunt, and I loved it. Just I could smell your filthy soul, and I'm just like, yeah, I wonder what she's talking about, huh? I wonder what it is. Couldn't be me. But yeah, so then she, does some jump scare stuff. And this is where the real meat and the potatoes happens. This is where all the Evil Dead shit starts happening.
Yeah.
I don't remember what order they happen. I just remember they happen. Basically, I think she attacks...
She attacks Beth. Like she stabs her hand with the glass.
Yeah.
And then
goes for Bridget.
Like, Bridget's like, Mom, stop. And then she's like,
she tattoos her face. No, she tattoos herself and then tattoos Bridget's face.
Yeah, and she almost gets her eye.
Yeah.
Another trailer shot, and then she moves away at the last, way too close for comfort, if I'm being honest. And then she looks away, and then she scratches her face. And as we know, you get injured by a deadite.
You're free game.
You're dead. And then eventually, I think Ben comes in.
Well, Danny fucking brings in the chair like WWE.
Oh yeah.
Smacked, and then we get another good shot of her just like standing in the darkness.
Oh,
like doing the eeny miny.
That was one of my favorite bits too. I remember in the theater, I was like, "Holy shit, this is so good!" Like just because it's she's silhouetted in the darkness, and then she's like, "Who wants to be rotten next, or rot from the inside?"
Yeah, who wants to rot next?
And then she's like, "Eeny." Meanie, and then mighty. And then I think that's when Ben and them come in, and then she just starts going crazy.
Starts noshing.
Starts acting white girl wasted. And then she jumps on Ben,
bites his eye out,
which is Bruce Campbell biting into an apple.
Yeah, doing some Foley. One of my favorite behind-the-scenes images.
Yeah.
Of him just wide-eyed with that crazy look in his face, is biting into an apple in front of a
I
microphone.
love Bruce Campbell so much. But yeah, and then she spits the eye out, and it goes into the little kid's, one of the kids' mouths, and
the older
chokes
one
him to death.
Then the younger kid gets fucking brutalized.
Yeah, he gets his fucking arms ripped off and just thrown against the wall.
Yeah, that people sequence is one of the better parts.
And it's all one take, I think, too.
Oh
no, it's probably composite, but
it cuts back to her a couple times, but yeah, that's a good example, I think, of how this movie leans a little bit more towards like fun violence, as opposed to like 2013, which is like really heavy.
yeah.
Like this one is not quite over the top, but a little bit more so. Like I think it wants you to laugh a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, because I remember in 2013 when that girl cuts her arm off.
Yeah.
And then they find her and it's just like hanging on by a tendon and it just
terrible.
And I'm just like, oh, it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, and in this one you got fucking Ellie like Scooby-Doo chasing people back and forth. Kid flies on screen missing both his arms.
And then Mr. Fonda comes in and shoots her with the shotgun, and then you just hear him die. And then Ellie comes and looks at the door, looks through the peephole, and it's really good. One of my favorite shots is when they're like trying to figure out what to do, and Cassie goes up to the peephole, and Ellie's just kind of sitting with her.
Oh yeah, with her back to the door.
She's like, "There you are," and I'm just like, "Oh my fucking god, this is so horrifying." And yeah, and then we get that whole sequence. Where she's trying to goad Cassie into opening the door.
Yeah.
Cassie being a dumb little kid, of course she does.
I mean, she learns quick though.
Real quick. I like that. I forgot that there was that shot of Ellie just fucking holding her up, like with one arm. And then Beth comes and closes the door. But meanwhile, Bridget starts tweaking. Yeah. And because there's that moment where she's just got that 1,000-yard stare. And then I think Danny or Cassie is like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I'm fine." She stands up and walks away, and I'm like, "Awesome!" So I'm like, "I know what's gonna happen to her." So then she goes and she starts. So Beth is trying to figure out what's going on with the records. She's like, "Danny, show me the records."
Yeah, because there's the third one that they haven't listened to.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the addition of the records. I'm kind of surprised they hadn't done anything like that in the rest of the movies. But it's like it's very very survival horror.
A little bit,
like in System Shock, where you'll find like logs of like these small character arcs of just things going wrong and terrible shit happening.
Yeah, and then you find the one in Resident Evil where it's just itchy, tasty.
Yeah,
I fucking love that. But yeah, it's I do like that too, especially because one of the best gags comes from it. But
hell yeah.
But yeah, so she's trying to figure it out, and meanwhile Bridget starts hawking up some fucking.
Yeah, she starts just gooping out of
worms.
Every pore in her face.
And she starts gooping out some worms, yeah, and then like Ellie figures out that she can just like.
Oh yeah, going through the vents.
Going through the vents because she hears the little cat go meow meow, and then she's like, "All right, well."
Well, that might be later.
I think it is later.
I think because this is the first encounter with Bridget, where she's attacking. I think Danny and Cass.
Oh yeah, because she starts gooping.
Yeah.
And then I think
no, she attacks Beth.
Yeah, because she's eating the glass.
Yeah.
Because she's eating the glass and she's like, I don't like having.
I fucking hate when she swallows it and that one just pokes out and keeps going.
She's like, I don't like having creepy crawlies in my tummy. Do you? and then she attacks her and
the cheese grater.
Yeah, the classic cheese grater.
That's such a good scene because she
long strings.
She throws it out of the way, and then Bridget just whoop, and then that's that. And even in the theater, and even now, I'm just like I'm like I wonder if it feels like a Charlie horse, like like I wonder if that's. What
I don't think so.
No, it probably feels like getting your skin grated.
So I didn't know this, but you can apparently tech a Charlie horse by walking immediately when you feel it start happening. Charlie horse. You can tech it, yeah.
Parry it.
So I fucking you royal guard it. so when I was sitting down like on my bed, and like I felt it coming, and I'm like, wait, and then I started,
no,
and then I started walking, and I'm like, yo, I teched it, I fucking teched it, and I felt so happy. I was like, oh, now I know. So yeah, that's cool that you can do that. It's a fun fact. So if you ever get a Charlie horse, you can tech it. You gotta learn how to tech those throws when you're fighting against King. So anyway,
and we get another instance of a classic Evil Dead trope of the patient zero demon being the hype man for the second demon.
Yes. And she's like banging on the door,
and like cheering and shit. And the first one it was Cheryl, in the cellar. Second one it's Henrietta. Army of Darkness, I don't think has one.
I don't think there's any of that in Army of Darkness.
But and then 2013 is Mia.
Just.
Yeah. Fucking Evil Ash is his own hype man.
Yeah, honestly,
he really is.
He cheers himself on.
But yeah, so they're able to. Bridget goes after Cassie, and Cassie has Stephanie, which had broken earlier.
Yeah, because of Bridget.
So then she puts it up, and Bridget just takes it in the mouth, out the back of the head, and that's how that goes. And then she pulls it out. That's the part that got me. I forgot about that. Forgot that she just fucking, and then she falls over, and then Danny ties her up.
Yeah, puts a blanket over her, ties her up.
Does not work.
Yeah, it's smart, good attempt, but
what ends up happening? So
that's when they play the third one.
We forgot Beth does the montage trope when she fixes the fucking thing so she can listen to the.
Oh yeah. Because she's like, we can't do it without power. And she's like, I can fix that. And then she fucking MacGyvers that shit.
Another setup and payoff. Her being a guitar technician.
She's a guitar tech, yeah.
And so she did it. And I was like, hot damn, look at
her. And then that's when she listens to the third record.
Yeah.
Because that's when Ellie gets into the vents and then climbs into that room while Bridget gets back up.
Bridget gets back up, and we get that cool shot of her like kind of levitating behind Danny.
Yeah.
With the sheet over her. And I'm just like, oh my fucking God.
I don't know if this was intentional, but that bit where like when Danny sees her and she puts her arms out and starts floating towards them felt very Onibaba.
A little bit.
Like there's that
little bit.
Because there's those bits of her like floating over the field.
Yeah.
In that one, I was like, I wonder if that's intentional.
Yeah. I see, because I knew it looked familiar, and I was like, fuck, where have I seen that before? Yeah, that's awesome. I need to watch that one again. But yeah, so
they're dealing with her like in the living room while Beth has headphones on, doesn't know any of that's happening.
And Ellie just kind of shows up.
Yeah, drops in the background.
And then Beth sees her in the reflection. And meanwhile, the priest is talking about how, like, oh, fucking, I tried everything.
I think I fucked up, bros.
I tried to...
It's so over.
I buried them alive. I fucking burned them. I tried dismembering them, but it's not working.
Is it Amadeus Arkham?
Yeah. And then he's like, they're banging at the door. And then which reminds me of Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, the best movie ever, in other words. Where Nicolas Cage is trying to keep it, and he's like, they're scraping at the door. But that's what's happening.
True horror.
Yeah, honestly. Best $10 I ever spent. I don't even have it anymore. I don't know I think I sold it a while ago. I don't know why. But yeah, so then she throws her headphones off and knocks the needle off the record, and then Ellie puts her fingernail in the groove and opens her mouth, and the record.
The most Sam Raimi shit.
Yeah, honestly. And the record starts playing out of her mouth. I remember I saw somebody say that shit was corny, and I'm like, you're in the wrong franchise.
For real? Like, what the fuck?
You're in the wrong franchise. That is not. I don't know. That's not it.
This is a sequel to 2013, right? That's the only other one?
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of, there was, when I used to use Letterboxd, there was one person that was excited for Evil Dead Rise based on the trailers, but they had never watched an Evil Dead movie. And I watched as they rated every Evil Dead movie, because I followed them for whatever reason. I don't know. But I watched as they rated every Evil Dead movie. Like, I think the highest one got 3 stars, and that was Evil Dead 2. But they rated each one like 2 stars, 1.5, 1 star. And they go see Evil Dead Rise, and they're like disappointed by it. And I'm like, what did you think you were gonna get? like if this franchise isn't for you, the franchise isn't for you. I don't know Like I don't know why you're disappointed because you should have known what you were getting into going into it.
I admired the dedication. They stuck with it.
Yeah, they did.
God bless them.
I'm pretty sure they gave 2013 like 1 star. I think they gave The Evil Dead like 2.
It's just too violent.
They gave Army of Darkness 1 star or like 1.5. And then I remember seeing another review of somebody doing the same thing. And I think for Army of Darkness, they were like, man, these movies are trying way too hard to be zany. And everybody in the comments was like, L take. like bad take, dude, delete this, please. You are so wrong. Like, this is not it. But yeah, so that corny shit's what I love about Evil Dead. It's like part of the charm, man. It's like, that's the thing is like, I like the idea of the Deadites just being assholes.
Yeah.
Just being like pieces of shit. They're the reason that Hellworld exists. The eighth Hellraiser. The eighth Hellraiser
Don't
movie.
put that blasphemy on them.
Well, listen, that's what they
Don't
did.
put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
That's what they did.
No.
They made Hellworld, and then they gave Henry Cavill a career as Superman afterwards.
It's like, you were a shitty villain. Maybe you can work out as a hero.
So, that's cool. But yeah, so she does that, and then I think to shut her up, Beth stabs her with like a pen. No,
Is a screwdriver.
Screwdriver, yeah.
And Ellie just kind of stares her down for a second, and it just throws her through the doors.
Throws her right through. And then
I think they're still fighting Bridget at this point.
yeah, because Bridget stabs
Danny.
Yeah, Danny is fighting Bridget.
Danny in the bicep.
Yeah.
Who boy, that
And
hurts.
then in the chest, and then
Yeah.
Danny sets her on fire.
Yeah, and then she's like, ah.
Exactly like that.
And then she falls. And then, but she's dead, kind of. And then, I think Danny sees Cassie and, like, says, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's smiling. So I thought, I'm like, oh, he's turning right now, huh? And I thought that in the theater. And then I thought that again when I rewatched it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. He doesn't turn yet. And I was like, that's weird. Why does he look like he's smiling? But then Ellie, like, tackles Beth. And she starts sniffing. And she's like, I'll swallow your soul or whatever. And then she sniffs her stomach and she's like, 2 souls? And I'm just like, oh, what a bitch.
Beyond 2 souls?
And then so then she makes it like she's gonna fucking like dig in and do a littlest right kill by just bringing out that fucking bringing out the fetus or whatever.
I'm not gonna be on for that episode.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I will make it happen. I will bribe you any way I have to. I will make it happen. But she stopped because Cassie throws the scissors that she had previously tossed at Beth, and Beth just shoves it up her nose.
Scissors up the nose.
And that's enough to knock Ellie out for a while.
Yeah, it stuns her.
Yeah, she's like, damn, you really do be like that, huh? And then, so...
It's like when you shoot Mr. X with the Magnum.
Yeah, you just go... It's like that fucking Shane Gillis special where he talks about the kangaroo video, where he's choking the dog and the guy punches him, and the kangaroo's just like... just kind of stunned by the fact that he got punched. That's basically what happens, and that works because Alyssa Sutherland is Australian. Anyway, so at this point, Beth and Cassie try to look for a way out. So Beth tries to open up 82, and then
yeah, she gets Mr. Fonda's shotgun.
Yeah,
I think she's about to blow it open, but then
she hears Bethy Bo.
Yeah.
Because we see Ellie stir a little bit and she pulls the scissors out of her nose. And then, Beth just shoots her fucking leg off. And then we get some really cool shots here because there's that, like, upside down shot when she says everyone dies by dawn.
Yeah, and then the kids come out of the apartment. And
then, and interesting, Danny has the white eyes.
Yeah,
and then
that's
Bridget has, like, the 2013... Bridget and Ellie have the 2013 eyes, which makes me think, I'm like, oh, so it's canon. Like
the Darth Maul eyes, as my brother calls it.
Yeah, honestly, that's what they are. They're all connected because you see the classic in 2013. It's all connected. I don't give a fuck. It's all connected. That means Mia's like Ash, where she can, I guess, just survive being a fucking deadite. I don't know. But, so they're all like dead by dawn, and all the other bodies reanimate momentarily to say that. Some of them have white eyes, some of them have the Darth Maul eyes. It's really cool. Nothing bad happens to the cat. That's appreciated.
Yeah. It'll be in the next one.
Yeah, he'll kill one of the Deadites. But then
that's when they run into the elevator.
They run into the elevator, and Cassie notices that Ellie's keys are what's...
Yeah, like the reason they can't leave is because the keys are blocking the door. And so she grabs the keys, doors close,
and then they get the fuck out of there, kind of. But so what ends up happening is the kids start digging in.
Yeah.
To Ellie, and they form I don't remember what it's called.
The Marauder is what it's called.
Marauder, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just like Doom Eternal.
Yeah. So they start doing that, and then she crawls up through the vents, I guess, to get to the top of the elevator. And the elevator starts filling with blood.
Yeah, a lot.
And then what ends up happening is the elevator falls because there's too many people on it.
Too much blood.
Too much weight, too much blood, all that shit. And then it falls and crashes. And you get like a Shining ass scene where it just shoots out of the elevator.
There's a couple of Shining references. There's that one.
And then when she's at the door. Right?
Yeah, it's that shot where the camera's under her as she's like bracing the door.
Yeah.
Which is like Jack in the pantry.
And he does a little Joker laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a movie. Anyway, so they get at the bottom. And they're just like, all right, what do we do now? They make it to the parking garage area. They get in the car. The gate's being finicky.
Fucking clicker.
And then right as it starts opening, they try to take off, but the car ain't going nowhere because it's stuck in a hole.
Yep.
So at this point, the Marauder starts creeping in.
Yeah, starts marauding.
And they get out to the passenger side. Yeah. Eventually, there's a little tense scene where they're trying to figure out where it is, and then eventually they just make a break for it. Cassie gets grabbed. Beth barely slides under the gate as it closes. So then she breaks down like something on the siding to try to get back in, while the Marauder's like, "I just want your head."
Yeah, and then chainsaw.
Your leg. She said, "I just want your little leg."
I thought she said head.
No. She said leg.
Kale, did you watch it with subtitles?
Because she grabbed her leg and was
holding it. Okay. Kale just disproved you, all right?
I don't know.
I swear it said leg.
Maybe we have different cuts.
Maybe.
I got the head cut.
The head cut. Yeah, so then she's... but they put the fucking chainsaw up to her neck, Justin.
Well, I was just looking at where she was grabbing. That's why I said that.
What if she just ripped her leg off? Like she's Quan Chi.
Yeah.
But so she puts it up to her neck, and then
blam.
And Beth shoots her, and then she's like, "Come get some." And then she immediately gets knocked over.
Yeah, Ellie just launches the chainsaw at her.
She immediately gets knocked over, and then we get so.
And this is all on the wood chipper.
Yeah, it turns on the wood chipper. And then it almost gets Beth in there.
Yeah.
But Cassie's able to turn it off. And then Ellie kind of like distracts the Marauder enough to where Cassie can turn the wood chipper back on. And then
Beth gets the iconic chainsaw.
Yeah. And I think that's where she calls her Bethy Boo or whatever.
That's I think after she's been wood chipped.
Okay. Yeah, because she stabs her in the head and she starts getting wood chipped. The kids go pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then Ellie takes a while, but it's just her head. And then she's like,
still talking shit.
Yeah. She's like, you really do look like Mom. Maybe you'll be just as much of a fuck up as she was, or whatever. And then she just kicks the head in there, and I'm like, yeah. I'm in the theater just cheering.
Yeah. Everyone's just looking at you.
Yeah. Kale included. He was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And one of my notes in here at that point just says poor Cass. Because that girl's just like sitting next to the wood chipper as her family's blood is like pouring down on her,
and she's like covering her ears to not hear them scream and shit. But then Beth and Cassie end up getting away.
Yeah,
but not before we get a stinger, kinda, because Jessica wakes up.
Yeah,
she's like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna go on a trip."
Nothing bad happened last night.
Yeah, nothing at all. So then they go. She's getting ready to go, and like, does she hear voices or notice all the blood? I don't remember what it is.
She sees all the blood. She's talking to Teresa, and Teresa just doesn't want to go. She's like, "Oh, whatever. I'm picking you up anyway," and then hangs up. And then she gets into her car, looks in the rear view, and just sees the ocean of blood behind her that she missed on the way up.
Well, she should have just drove away because she gets out, and then she hears the force, and she starts freaking out, and then it consumes her because she screams, and that's Evil Dead Rise.
Woo.
What a good movie! What a good movie! So what do we think, huh? We think it's a good one. We think it's a banger.
Yeah, I like it. I think it brought enough new stuff to merit being a new entry without being too derivative of the others.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot I sent this to Mark. It's a picture. So there's like drama with The Rock in the WWE right now, and like apparently.
Oh, because he's trying to make the claim to come back and be the one who finally takes down that fucking idiot Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and he's taking Cody Rhodes's. And Cody Rhodes gave it to him.
Yeah.
And somebody on the Saw subreddit said, "What trap would John put The Rock in for not letting Cody Rhodes finish his story?" And I said that to Mark, and I completely forgot about it. So anyway, yeah, we think it's a banger, but you know what time it is, everybody.
I know there's quite a few people that hated this.
I know. I can't wait to just be like, "Are you stupid?"
I mean, there's that one guy who was talking shit at the premiere. And everyone just kind of
everyone
just booed him out.
Get the fuck out of here. Which I'm gonna be honest, man. If Bruce Campbell ever told me to get the fuck out of here, I'd go down like Bud Dwyer. You know what I mean? I would not see tomorrow.
It's funny because right after I can't remember who it is. It's either Rob Tappert or Scott Spiegel. I was like, man, he sat through the whole credits and everything.
And he said it fucking sucked. Anyway, so it has 84% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
7.1 out of 10 is the average rating. Offering just about everything longtime fans could hope for while still managing to carry the franchise forward. Evil Dead Rise is all kinds of groovy. On Cinema Score, it got a B.
It's not bad for Cinema Score.
It's pretty good for Cinema Score.
Pretty fucking picky.
Yeah. And then those polled by Post Track gave it a 71% positive score, with 57% saying they would definitely recommend it. Well, that's all for that. There's no critic reviews in there like there are for usual ones. Usually there's like somebody being like, "Yeah, I think it kind of fucking sucks," and it's like from the LA Times or whatever. And I'm just like, "All right, loser." So our rule, it's been a while since you've been here. So our rule is if we like the movie, we look at the negative reviews and sometimes at the good reviews. And if we don't like the movie, we look at the positive reviews. For me, in hopes that I'll like be like, "Oh, well, maybe that's a different perspective," and for Justin, it's just to be like, "What a fucking idiot!" Like that. That's why we do it. Our good friend Jacob John Taylor will not be here. I would be very surprised if we come across one of his reviews.
This movie was probably too scary for him.
Evil Dead 4 is scarier. I consider this a horror fantasy because Freddy is a ghost. Oh my god. Man. Oh, why didn't he do anything for Freddy vs. Jason? It could have been so good, Justin. Oh my god. This guy said, okay, I used to read the usernames out, but I don't anymore because I started feeling bad.
Why? You shouldn't feel bad. They posted it on the internet.
So this guy, Mario Anthony M is his name. He gave it a 1 out of 10 because that's what I'm looking at. Lost in special effects and stereotypical remakes.
What?
Evil Dead Rise is part of a oh my god. Okay, here we go, boys. Buckle in. Evil Dead Rise is part of a trend of feminist reproductions that seek to milk profit from popular franchises without offering anything fresh or interesting. This is like when we were talking about, I think it was Freddy vs. Jason. No. It was, it might have been the Friday the 13th remake. Yeah, it was the Friday the 13th remake where somebody was complaining about diversity, and I'm like, bro, just say you're racist. Like, what do you...
Was he saying it was too diverse?
Yeah, he's saying like, why? He's like, yeah, so, we got to check the diversity quota with the cast.
And is that a black guy?
he's like, a black guy and an Asian guy? And he starts, like, having hyperventilations and shit. What an idiot.
It's like John Tron squeezing that banana. Whoa!
That's exactly what it is. And I was just sitting here like, just say you're fucking racist, dude. Whatever.
I like how the audio looks on that.
when you went, oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is why you're going to be here for the Littlest Right, Kale.
Yeah.
That is going to be the first one we do, and then we're going to look at the rest of the series. Oh my god. Anyway, he says the film seems to tick all the boxes: diversity, female empowerment, special effects.
Very,
What does that have to do with anything?
very, very female, those special effects.
But it forgets one crucial ingredient: originality. The laughter-inducing demon voice only added to the film's list of disappointments. While horror films are meant to incite fear, the voice work made the demon come across as comical, diluting the intended impact.
Has he not watched the other
Have
one?
you watched Evil Dead 2? Have you watched Evil Dead 2 where Henrietta comes out and starts talking like a demonic grandma? What are you on?
Yeah, played by Ted Raimi.
Played by fucking Ted Raimi. Oh, with no memorable characters to latch onto, the audience is left to drift in a sea of gory special effects. Evil Dead Rise can be recommended to those with an interest in visual effects and gore, but if you're looking for a plot that goes beyond the superficial, characters to root for, or anything remotely innovative, you will walk away underwhelmed. This is a horror flick that manages to scare, not due to its chilling story or characters, but due to its uninspired recreation. You want to know something really scary? 20 of 27 found this review helpful.
Wow.
That is impressive.
Yeah. It's a lot of men going their own way.
Honestly. What? So this guy says this is not an Evil Dead film. Orbatron is his name.
Orbitron.
That's cool.
So to make an Evil Dead movie, you would have to first ask what made the Evil Dead movie successful in the first place. To answer this, consider engaging with the fan base. You would likely have been told that to make an Evil Dead movie, you need, one, a funny, over-the-top, non-politically correct masculine lead character. Brother, Ash was not masculine until an Army of Darkness.
His name is Ashley.
His name is Ashley, and he was not a man until Army of Darkness, and even then in Army of Darkness, that's being generous because he's like a parody of the macho like lead.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the whole point.
And that was not the plan for his character to be a hero.
That movie
at
was...
all.
That movie was laughing at you, dude. Like, I don't think you understand. And then he says, number 2, dark humor. I mean, that's in the movie. 3, excessive gore and practical effects.
There was plenty of gore.
Is he saying these are things that weren't in the movie?
He's saying that that's what you need to be an Evil Dead movie.
Okay, so
yeah, that's
two for 3.
catchphrases and memorable one-liners for your lead character.
That only works if
Ash has like 2 or 3.
Groovy and come get some. That is it. That's all I can think of.
And then Hail to the King.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Which only came about in the reshot ending.
And then continuity between the movies, which is hilarious to say as a fucking Evil Dead fan. Given this movie had none of the above. What? Who was it made for? How many people? 7 of 8 found this. I'm gonna fucking kill 7 people.
Wow.
If you are going to make an Evil Dead movie, respect the source material, respect the fan base. Don't put a bunch of unlikable Gen Z females in an apartment black with poor lighting. Provide a few jump scares and some diverse casting and attempt to pass it off as an Evil Dead film. I'm pretty sure every character was white. I don't know what he means by diverse.
Except for Ben and the 2 kids.
Yeah, they're Hispanic, some of them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, if you're a Nazi, you consider that white.
That's true.
If it fits your, if
it fits into one of 2 categories.
Yes, this is so far removed from the classics. It's just another off-the-shelf existing franchise exploited and butchered for the sake of content. Does he not know that like the original team produced it and was like heavily involved with it? Like, Ash vs. Evil Dead managed to be diverse, funny, gory, and pretty damn good. Each and every character was well cast, likable, and brilliantly written. You cared when they were harmed. There is no excuse for this slop. I don't know, man. You talk to people that watch Ash vs. Evil Dead, and they only liked like some of it.
My favorite character is Scotty.
What a pile of ellipses.
Oh man, too much.
By Bishy's Bus.
Bishy's Bus?
What?
Bishy's Bus. BISHYSBUS. Bishy's Bus. Awful isn't a good enough word. With a script that appears to be written on the back of a matchbox, that has got to be the worst horror film of the decade. Okay, A bit biased, as I am a big fan of the original 1981 Evil Dead from the master, Sam Raimi. That was scary, and a vision of the future for all horror films to come.
Excuse me?
Fast forward 42 years, and Hollywood puts out this complete insult to the master. Brother, the master was there. What are you? What are you talking?
He gave this movie money.
Lots of blood and gore, and set in the surroundings of an apartment with a cast of 7. You just sit there hoping that all of them will be put out of their misery quicker than the film lasts. Is he complaining that it's gory? Did he not? But he likes the first one. This is why I do this, because it is like some of the stupidest, most brain dead shit I've ever read in my life. Like, there were people complaining about there being sex in the Friday the 13th remake, and I'm like, what? And that's the thing, is they would all be like, I love the movies from the 80s. Did you watch them on TV? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. What are you? Yeah, where are you getting this from?
They read Playboy for the articles.
Yeah, honestly. Terrible acting made for social media crowd by Firecracker, spelled with a Y and a K.
Terrible acting made for social media crowd. How?
by Firecracker, spelled with a Y.
Is that like a, what is that? Is that like a studio or something, or what?
No, that's his fucking name, just Firecracker.
Oh, I thought that was part of the review.
No, Firecracker is his name. If you live on TikTok, then you'll probably love this. I love the typos too. My man tried to spell TikTok and spell TikTok. That is incredible. And you'll probably like this. For anyone else who loves the early films, you're going to cringe at these characters, their mannerisms, their speech patterns, and their smug delivery.
Their skull shape.
I seriously didn't find any of these people likable. Movies that start out fast are a giant red flag. Oh my god.
What? Has he seen Evil Dead 2? He decapitates his girlfriend within the first 5 minutes. How much faster do you get?
It usually means that they're designed for people who have a hard time focusing and paying attention. It's as if you're watching a bunch of self-absorbed, snarky kids that are trying too hard to be modern and fake quirky.
This guy probably loved The Pope's Exorcist.
Listen, who wrote this garbage? Absolutely terrible. Turned it off within the first half hour. He didn't even finish it. 12 of 16 found this review helpful.
Wow.
Like, okay, but that was the thing. On a lot of those bad Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street reviews, it would be like 1 out of 13 found it helpful. This is like a surprising ratio.
I mean, because it's the same people going through and just liking every negative review.
I fucking guess so. What? Okay.
Ouch.
What a lousy Evil Dead movie. And this is written by Fuck You 78580. Actually, there isn't much to say about this lousy movie, except for the usual problems that affect almost all horror movies of the last 10 years. The movie is neither exciting, nor can it convince with a dense atmosphere. The sound mixing is extremely loud, and there are almost no quiet moments. What the fuck?
It's an Evil Dead movie.
You are constantly overstimulated audio-visually from the very first minute. The script is once again extremely bad, as is the direction. The film only wants to be one thing. Oh, this is like a Christian. Disgusting. All the good ideas that the old Evil Dead... Oh, maybe not. That the old Evil Dead movies had, you won't find an Evil Dead Rise. The movie is just ridiculous and boring. This guy's asking if it's a horror. This guy says they're not a huge Evil Dead fan and gave it a 1 out of 10. Not surprising. I mean, if the franchise isn't for you... Okay, now this was by far the worst installment. He misspelled installment, by the way, of the franchise. This reminds me of when Dunkey. Every time I see a typo, it reminds me of when Dunkey was doing reviewing his Last of Us Part 2 video with the comments section or something, and somebody called Dunkey retarded or something, but they've spelled it restarted, and Dunkey was like this man misspelled retarded, and then he was like, anyway, so if you want to jump on my side, you still can. You can still say you like the game or whatever. Fucking restarted. That's so funny. Oh my god. Anyway, this guy says, shame on you, Bruce Campbell. What a load of rubbish. Probably British. I love Evil Dead. Love it, love it, love it. All the way back to 1981. Love the movies, love the series. This is a hack movie writing off a successful franchise with no real connection to it. Shame on you, Bruce Campbell. At least you could have done is start in it. You'd still hate it, though. The movie starts with one thing and ends with another completely irrelevant. how it began.
Huh?
It made absolutely no sense. It felt like the story was simply shaped around the gore, which made no sense. The possession of one's soul did not make any sense. It doesn't make sense in the other movies? What are you talking about? One could be covered in blood and not be possessed, and the other gets scratched by a tattoo gun and is possessed. Sorry, what the fuck? 13 of 19 found this review helpful. My guy, my man, my fella, my dude.
Ed gets his head thrown through a painting, and that's it. that was enough for him to get possessed.
In Evil Dead 2, Bruce Campbell becomes a Deadite and then finds the locket that he gave his girlfriend, and that's enough to make him not be a Deadite.
True love.
What the fuck are you talking about? What do you... I don't understand these people. This dude said Abominable, which is a movie that Justin wants to watch. This guy said director should be ashamed. Nothing like what Evil Dead used to be by Portis Charles. You think he likes Portishead?
If anything, this one was more like the old ones than 2013
yeah,
was.
2013 was like straight horror. And this one's like, haha, goofy, fun time horror. Yeah. This one was hee hee haha. I go hee hee when shoot gun. But yeah, it's, what the fuck? Quite possibly the worst. Okay, whatever. And then this is Amel Aminovic is the person's name. Here's one that has 24 or 40 found this review helpful. Unbelievable. I can't believe how this movie is 7.4. This movie deserves rate 3.0. This is going to be rife with typos. I cannot wait. Action is awful. Script is unbelievable bad. I am not sure how I didn't leave the Cineplex with 2 X's. Please don't waste your time and money to come and watch this unbelievably stupid movie. Only good thing is that the main actress is scary even without the demon inside her. I am not sure will I be able to sleep tonight knowing I spent 2 hours and 35 on this movie. I don't know, am I disappointed or angry? So many questions, starting with how the heck did this end up in Cineplex with 2 X's? Who give the green light to this movie? This man should be fired. Worst movie ever. That dog is barking. Just a generic slasher? I don't know if I'd call it generic.
No, not at all.
No, shut up. This guy said Evil Dead on Arrival, cute. Okay. Evil Dead Rise misses the mark by a light year. What makes the Evil Dead franchise so entertaining is the campy, over-the-top, irreverent, and absurdly grotesque horror motifs that are so revolting that you'll laugh and scream at the same time. I don't know, man. I feel like that was all in the movie.
I had it more than 2013, I think.
Yeah. Alas, you will find none of that here. Rather, you'll be treated to murky visuals, a tiresome and predictable storyline, one-dimensional characters, i.e., essentially a waste of 96 minutes of your life. ChatGPT could have written a more imaginative and entertaining script. At least I watched Evil Dead Rise in installments while doing cardio, so it wasn't a total loss. What the fuck? While doing cardio? What the fuck is... Okay.
Homeboy felt his belly jiggle and then made him hate the movie.
Oh, that's a mood, dude. Okay. James Phillip 5207 asks, why? As Ash says, you bastards. Why are you torturing me like this? Why? Having grown up watching horror movies and putting the Evil trilogy in a class of its own, I don't know if that's what it's called, brother. No. I just can't believe how poor this movie was. I really tried to get into this movie, from leaving home with a sense of excitement having watched the previous movies in a lead up to this disaster. I believe the whole budget was spent on the special effects. Even these couldn't redeem the movie. The movie lacked a story, direction, and Bruce Campbell. So these people just don't like the movie because Bruce isn't in it.
It's not the originals. That's it.
It lurches from one bloodfest to another, stumbling towards, for me, a welcome finale. Please no more. And then he puts an emoji. So automatically, it's out. Yeah, I don't care. Let me see. Complete trash. Okay. Disappointed. That's fair.
Disappointed.
Is that really how modern horrors look like now, huh? This was written by Kevin Sorbo. That's my headcanon.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I don't even know in what horror category it fits. It's not a slasher, and it only tries to be scary by jump scaring you, I guess. All creepy faces, sound distortion, and weird movements with loud, annoying music doesn't make it scary at all. I was just sitting there laughing. Good. Yeah. How empty this movie is without this cheap tricks. Actually, I liked the plot with a book and a priest. I wished they would persuade it more, I guess. What does that mean? Overall, I think that The Malignant from James Wan is much better than this, which is also a cringe movie, but I think that they could both compete with each other. Okay, first of all, Malignant's a banger.
Yeah.
Second of all, what?
He's just talking about the last movie he watched, I guess.
I guess. I mean, it's funny because we would have like some guys because every now and then I'd go into I'll dip into like the 10-star reviews for movies we like, and there was one guy that was like, oh, if you like this movie, I recommend, and then he'd just like have a laundry list of like different franchises. Yeah. Like he'd be like, oh, like Puppet Master and Evil Dolls and whatever, and I'm like, this is Friday the 13th. How is that?
What was that dude who kept only referencing full moon movies?
Yes, literally only full moon movies.
Was it Charles Band?
It might have been. I wouldn't be surprised. Ugly Than Horror. What?
Ugly Than Horror.
Very disappointed. Big fan of Evil Dead, but this is more ugly than horror thriller. Better to watch Wrong Turn again. What the Start is very much promising.
Justin.
How could you, Justin? Start is very much promising, but when Evil Dead rises and movie goes further, all interest gone.
All interest.
Did Charlie fucking write this? Not and one scene is thrilling. As the film progresses, more ugly it becomes.
Jesus Christ, the kid's an idiot.
Story is null. Screenplay null. Direction null in all departments perform 0. Film gives feeling of vomiting than fear. All movie shoots in a apartment. Same clothes, no character.
What? What is this guy talking about?
All movies budget gone in special effects that doesn't give any effect to viewers. That's a bar. That's a fucking bar. Giving my best wishes them for next part. Please don't make film without story. So, hold on. All movie shoots in an apartment. Hold on. There was something I read that reminded me about something. God damn it. Ah, fuck. It's going to come back to me, hopefully. Oh my god, that dude wrote a fucking thesis not doing that. Just made Disaster movie look like a masterpiece. All right, brother.
Still holding on to that one, huh?
Incredibly bad. Insult to original movies. Yeah, a lot of people just don't like that it's not.
Like Letterboxd is annoying too, but at least with that one, if you see like a shitty review, you can click on their profile and then immediately look at their favorite movies.
And then laugh at them.
Yeah, and just judge them based on that.
That's what I was doing. I did that for a couple of movies, but I think it was for... I don't remember which Nightmare on Elm Street it was, but I couldn't find like any good reviews. And then I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do IMDb because IMDb has funny shit like this where people just speak in broken English. Absolute dog water. This movie was an atrocious horror flick. It was literally just a bunch of garbage CGI and gore. The plot was non-existent and reminiscent of a bad teenage horror film. It's just a spaghetti bowl of random goofy scare scenes. The reactions are typically dumb and overdone with no real content. The dialogue is absolute dog water. He likes that. This was a 7 when I watched it. I believe it deserves a 4.2 if that. It's so flavorless and mild with no weight at all. A completely shallowless...
What?
Don't you mean shallow? He means shallow.
So it's very deep.
A completely shallowless mess of a movie that is probably best suited for Gen Z dead brains. The audience is for teenagers with small brains, almost like Breath of the Wild compared to Ocarina of Time.
Huh?
What the fuck?
So better?
Well, I know you like Breath of the Wild more, but that's weird. For what? Because horror movies are directed at teenagers in general. That's I feel like
that's why they made literally the first Evil Dead because they wanted to make more money.
Incredible.
So wait, what was supposed to be what in that comparison?
I guess that Ocarina of Time is better because it's older, and the Breath of the Wild is made for Gen Z people that can't pay attention. Even though Breath of the Wild is open world, so therefore you have to pay more attention.
And there's no markers on the map or anything. Like you have to find everything yourself.
Like I have my issues with Breath of the Wild, but that's like apples to oranges. That's not. Yeah. That's not this. They're just not the same type of game. At all.
I'm sure he has a review about that too.
I hope. The only horror was being forced to watch this horrendous movie.
Oh my god.
Bad direction coupled with limited range actors with stolen material.
Huh?
What?
It's Evil Dead. It's all stolen from each other.
Did every horror genre writer go to the same idiotic writing school? It blows my mind on how every single horror movie is written with dumb characters making dumb decisions. The sacrifice of logic, blah, 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 blah. Seems like every nowadays directors have horror movie checklist. Dumb characters, check. Illogical decisions, check. Lots of blood, check. Creating ending to open up a second sad movie. I don't think this one really had an open ending.
No.
Stealing ideas from Kubrick. Carrie movie and Carpenter is a slap in the face. Carrie movie. Motherfucker couldn't remember Brian De Palma's name. So even though he was on the Internet Movie Database where he could have easily typed in Carrie to see who directed it, he just said Carrie movie. Okay. How can you walk around with any self-respect as a filmmaker? Director Lee Cronin and producer Sam Raimi should be ashamed. Like he's at the fucking school board talking about his teacher, like his son's teachers or some shit. Oh my god. Yeah, I wanted to like this since Bruce Campbell endorsed it. Yeah, well, that's on you, brother. Zombie movie, no horror? Okay. Tedious. Maybe the worst thing I ever watched. Terrible mumble jumble of cliches. Again, that's just Evil Dead, brother. Don't waste your time. That's a fucking essay. I'm not reading that. Awful setup. Yeah, whatever. Evil Dead meets Disney?
What?
Scared wife laughs? I honestly fell asleep during the first... This is by JRF 13394. What a name. I just know he wears a baseball cap everywhere he goes. I honestly fell asleep during the first viewing of what should have been my favorite movie night lately. This makes the scary movie franchise look actually scary. I felt and understood the originals, and even while they were limited on tech, still creeping us out in the end. With this newest version of the tale, I accidentally followed the storyline, but was left with a long and boring snooze of a fairy tale version we were raised on fearing? What? In short, I waited for this one so I could freak out my wife, delicate to anything remotely scary, who just laughed until she fell asleep. Making my talk and build up, wast of WB money and both of our time. All right. I will say, as an production graduate, definitely not an English major.
Here we go.
I feel sorry for the actors who did the best they could with what they had, and even more for the money WB spent. Why would you feel bad for a corporation spending money?
Especially WB. Fuck them.
Yeah, WB's fucking shitty. Especially with video games. Where is the horror of the Deadites? Says Crowley Snake of Eden.
That guy's cool.
Yeah. I probably saw him at a witch shop or something.
Yeah.
Where is the horror of the Evil Dead trilogy? Where is the story that pulls you in and leaves you wanting to sleep with the lights on? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, remember Army of Darkness?
I didn't get any of that from this movie, as I felt like it was just a money-grabbing kick to what was the best trilogy that I ever watched back when I was a teenager. Now I feel like this movie, the script, the acting, and storyline may have ruined what used to be one of my favorite horrors to watch. I don't understand how they can screen this and agree it was perfect to be released after all. I am so disappointing. Yes, you are. Yes. It completely lacks any of the horror, comedy, or class of its predecessors. I wonder, because, I
refuse to believe that these people watch the originals.
Well, no, what I think it is, because, I think about this when, somebody talks about, I don't know, a new installment from a video game franchise that's been around since, the 90s, or, even, movies, is I think, because, I often think about, how they're like, man, I loved the originals, but this new one that is exactly the same is bad. And it makes me wonder, okay, if you were this age when you played those originals, I think you would have thought they were bad. Because I think the only reason you like those originals is because you played them when you were at a formative age, right?
Nostalgia is a very powerful drug.
So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I think about whenever they talk about, I don't know, fucking, they complain about a woman being in a movie, and then they oh, but Aliens is cool, and I'm like,
no.
Aliens is one of the most feminist movies I've ever fucking watched, dude. If you watched that with adult brain when it came out, you would have been mad about it. But now you watched it when you were a kid, so you have all these childhood memories attached to it. It's like with me, I love fucking Sam Raimi's Spider-Man so much that even though that movie is flawed and corny and cheesy as fuck, that's a 5-star movie for me. I fucking love that movie because it makes me feel like a kid again. But these people don't want to admit that. They just say like, "Oh, this is just bad," even though it's the same fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean that's a big thing with growing up watching movies. Like you'll watch them again, and you got to recognize that it's not as perfect as you remember it. Like you got to take off those nostalgia blinders at some point.
I mean, there's some movies that hold up, but like,
oh yeah, for sure. But like, it sounds like what they're doing is they're just putting the originals up on this pedestal that nothing could ever meet.
Yeah,
like it could be the best fucking sequel ever, but they'll still hate it because it's not the originals.
Yeah, like people that don't like 2049 because it's not Blade Runner, and I'm like, that definitely fucking is, and it's better than the original. But it reminds me of like Guillermo del Toro said something a while back where he said, if you watch a movie when you're 20 when it comes out, and then you watch that movie again when you're in your 40s, you watched a different movie. Yeah. Because as you grow up, you have different experiences, and certain things will hit you harder than they did when you were younger, right? Like, like rewatching Spider-Man now, like having lost my grandpa, obviously that shit hurts now. So, it's not, when I was a kid, it was just like, oh, that sucks, poor Uncle Ben. And now it's just like, and now it's like I'm hyperventilating. But, and there was another movie I watched pretty recently that I had watched when I was a teenager. Oh, it was Heat. And when I watched Heat, when I watched Heat when I was a teenager, I was like, "How? Yeah, cool bank heist movie." And when I watched it now, I was like, "Oh my fucking god!" I had like an existential crisis because I was like, "Man, like people really do just do what they're good at, and it's all about us just trying to find a connection and all this other shit just like going through my head." And that's what I like about movies, though. You can come back to them and get something new out of them. It's cool.
But yeah, that review you just read, it was a pretty good example of how a lot of people think, and how like everything he was saying, like, oh, this isn't the movie that teenage me watched that I loved back then. It's like, yeah, because you're not that person anymore, bro.
Exactly.
And you never will be again.
This guy said I literally couldn't see it. It's so dark. The lighting, I can't even see anything. I like to think this guy is just like wearing a blindfold. Yeah. I have adjusted my TV settings to max bright. My TV is 4K Ultra. And still I'm lucky if I can make out who is even talking. Who does this? A movie can be scary without having to squint for 2 hours. It's like, oh wait, I think I saw someone get attacked. One, the kids? But which one? Who fucking knows, because it's so dark. You won't be able to tell. I'm so irritated because I wanted to see this bad. I love the Evil Dead movies. That's life nowadays, though, I guess. If someone actually makes something you want to watch, we can't have that. So wait, let's just make it one long black blur. Ha ha ha. That'll teach him a good lesson for being excited. Fucking stupid. I would have liked just about anything from this movie. All I wanted to do was be able to see it, and they had to ruin that too. Me watching AVP Requiem. Honestly, Justin's over there.
You can still see it.
I just like to imagine edit. I went to the doctor. I am blind.
Oh my god.
The only time the darkness bothered me was when Ellie was in the hallway and she throws the kid because it was blur. It's darker on the fucking disc than it was in the theater.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, okay, that's kind of weird. But other than that, you can see it. And it being dark fits the fucking power outage.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, where do you expect all this light to come from?
Oh man, guys, this dude said Z grade. He gave it a Z, dude.
Shit.
The whole movie is so bad. I literally skipped all the way through it just to see how bad it was and how low these screenwriters would. What? Huh? By doing this, I basically saved myself from wasting hours of my precious. The movie is 90 minutes.
Yeah, it is not hours.
While confirming that this film is a waste of anybody's time. There is no story, just a few actors posing while they wait to be attacked again. The worst part is that they have actually started it and ended it. They have actually started it and ended it in a way to set up a sequel. Ha! Gave that French Montana. As if anybody wants to watch this dribble twice. It is me. I'm sorry. The whole time I kept thinking. While we were talking about the movie, I kept trying to think of where I could insert in something like, yeah, then Ellie walks in and says, I'm peeking off this Danny Phantom slime. Can you remind me who I am? But I couldn't fucking think of a spot to put that in. Fuck. Oh my god, it is beyond me how bad it is. Filled with political correctness and all those stupid things that are going around these days. Give me a break. Brother, it's one character.
It's one character, and she barely mentions it.
All she says is, I gotta go to the climate protest, and then she says something's culturally insensitive, and then Danny's like, oh, and then he says something.
Or then she's making her poster that says, make Earth cool again.
Which, I mean, we should, if we're being honest. That shouldn't be fucking political.
Climate change isn't real. Marvel, grow up.
That should not be fucking political.
What did her shirt say?
Eat the rich. Yeah.
She had
which we should. But
I think most people got triggered by the poster that said feminism is not a dirty word.
Oh yeah, on Ellie's door.
Or on Bridget's door.
It's on Bridget's door? I thought that was Ellie's room.
It seems more like a Bridget thing.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true.
And they saw that and just immediately decided how they felt about the
that
movie.
poster is in frame while Beth says something like, "I'll be the first female guitar tech if I can get it."
Oh yeah.
And it's just like
woke.
Yeah, exactly. But no, living in Texas, brother, we need to do something about this fucking earth warming up. Let me tell you something. I'm tired of this weather going back and forth like this. It was not like this when I was younger. It's only getting worse. I hate this.
You're getting older. Things change. We were just talking about that.
My allergies are fucking killing me. I can't breathe out of my left nostril. Please.
Movies change. The weather changes.
We're all gonna die one day. It's fine. This guy just said "Evil Dark Rise." I guess he's upset about the
Evil
fucking...
Dark Rise.
Oh my god, dude!
What does that
This
mean?
is a Kale. Look at how fucking long this is. This is it.
God damn, homeboy wrote The Stand.
Like he had nothing better to do that day.
Oh boy, wrote The Stand.
This is gonna be. I feel like we're gonna have the same kind of reviews with Godzilla, the new Empire.
Godzilla versus
Why is
Godzilla
he pink?
Kong? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the thing is Justin was telling me he was already seeing that where people were like, "Why'd they make him pink?" And I'm like, I don't know, because it looks cool. What the
Breast
fuck?
cancer awareness.
Oh, fucking woke.
And then the one stretching theory I wrote was like, no, calm down, people. This is just the female Godzilla. Later on in the movie, the real Godzilla will pop up.
And he'll be blue, like boys are.
This is just so they can introduce baby Godzilla.
Oh man,
I'm
down with that. I'm down with that just so we can see them fuck on screen. That'll be worth it.
And it'll still get a PG-13 rating.
Yeah, because they're not human.
Not so fast, says Archangel 33.
Oh, man, slow down, guys.
If they are thinking of replacing Ash with a lady, they better think twice.
Oh,
Here's a 1 star. It was scary.
fucking Tim Robinson.
Yeah. It was scary, but it lacked that special something that the original had. I thought it was a great idea and appreciate that they followed the lore from the original. Why is this a 1-star review? It had gore, but none of the dark comedy that the first 3 films had wrong. There's really not much else to say about this film. I even fell asleep through some parts. It was so hard to stay awake. I was really looking forward to this, but was greatly disappointed. Hopefully the producers think about some continuity and not offer some kind of remake like this one. He mentioned the Ash thing like it was going to be like his whole thing. And then he said that it was good, but not as good as he wanted. And then he gave it a 1 out of 10. God, this really is just Letterboxd.
I'm curious how many of these people have heard of the remake, like the 2013 one. Because like the way they're talking is like they just skipped right over that one.
Yeah, like they forgot Mia was the main character of that one.
Yeah.
Mia definitely was, yeah. Hopelessly pathetic, extremely unimpressed. It's comedy. It really is. Nothing makes sense. Every scene has faults in it. Horrible acting, bad scenes. Overall, incredibly bad, scary movie that's not scary, but just have some gore in it. The only good scene was maybe the opening, since it was just straight up killing instead of demons screaming or just holding. LOL, skip this and thank me later. And then he repeats that paragraph twice. That is amazing. Let me see. So typical. Don't direct these kinds of movies. Oh my god. Don't watch. Think Ghostbusters, but not the good one? What? What does that even mean?
It's because there's women in it.
I guess a parasitic misspelled parody of a horror movie. Gore and Bloodfest.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's Evil Dead.
Oh, haven't seen the original. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
I'll forgive you. Bad acting, bad effects, boring, gross with no storyline. Writer strike really did a number on this one. Brother, are you stupid?
What the hell?
This movie was completed like 2 years before the writer's strike. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you dumb? The scare factor was there, I admit, as for some scenes I found myself clutching onto my seat. I will subtly say cheese grater, the infamous disturbance. You know what I mean by this. But nothing good lasts forever, and we both know hearts can change. After a few more 20-something minutes in, you are over it. I mean, the movie is truly a snooze fest in itself. It is far from memorable.
I was about to say, is he reviewing the movie or breaking up with somebody?
Why are you quoting November Rain?
I did that was me. I'm sorry. I won't even bother to digest into the tragic thing they call a plot. It's disgraceful and misrepresents everything Evil Dead used to be. I'm not discrediting the quality and the beautiful artistry that real people were behind. Not even going to discredit the jump scares or the actors, but the writing, on the other hand, I could say 1,000 things about it if I had to. The words fall flat. The emotion is not there. This is fucking Gene Cousineau. But again, I do not care to digest in something so boring. Digest in? Yeah. A snooze fest means I slept, as you know. I came to the cinema. Really, it was my bedroom. Had to be because I ended up sleeping. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Learn how to write so I can save my money, you know? That's Gene Cousineau.
But you watched it in your bedroom.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I went all the way to Pirate Bay.
And I was disappointed. Horror and Gore and Vomit Fest. This is basically a remake of Lamberto Bava's Demons 2, but nowhere near as good, of course. I don't see any possible way this could be. You're looking it up. Yeah. This could be an Evil Dead movie. It has nothing to offer in this franchise. There's zero humor, no likable characters, no story, and there's nothing but obscene amounts of blood, guts, and vomit. Distastefully made film. It also insults the viewer's intelligence constantly. Just to let you know, a family is trapped in a high-rise. All hell breaks loose, and for some reason, not one single person in the entire building calls for help. LOL.
Their phone service is
out.
The
fucking phones are down.
They say that multiple times.
Yes, literally.
Beth tries to call to a homeless dude down in the alley.
It's raining. He doesn't hear him.
Literally, guns are being shot the whole 9 yards, and nobody from any other floor hears what's going on. Yeah, rating this 1 star is actually being quite generous if we're being honest, and don't believe the good reviews. They are 100% bots. This man would not survive French extremity.
And to his credit, Demons 2 does sound pretty similar.
What is it?
A group of tenants and visitors are trapped in a 10-story high-rise apartment building infested with demons who proceed to hunt down the dwindling humans.
Oh, okay.
And produced by Dario Argento. And written. Shit.
Oh, wow. This guy said horrible. This movie was so bad, don't even have words. No plot at all, just a demon out of the blue which kills everyone and turns them into zombies. Only Sharknado was worst. And then he wrote don't watch a bunch of times.
Don't think it, don't say it.
Don't the pee pee poo poo man. God damn it. Let me see if I can just. I have a sliver of hope that Jacob John Taylor will return to us. Hold on, I have to look.
Nah, he watched Sharktopus versus Whale Wolf and got too scared.
I thought you were gonna say Sharktopussy. I was gonna be very confused.
Sure, that version exists somewhere.
Well, these are everybody loves these. All these 10-star reviews are people fucking sucking his dick hardcore.
I mean, yeah.
Cannibal Corpse Grinder gave it a 10 out of 10 and wrote a goddamn essay. Good for him.
Did you see the trailer for Blood and Honey 2?
No.
It looks, more expensive.
It looks improved.
No, I haven't watched that one.
Yeah. I'll watch the kill count.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one came out, didn't it? I forgot about that. Let me see. Too much is too much. Crying. What? This is a 10-star review.
He likes Roy Orbison.
People wanted something good, something gory, and then complained. Okay, no, he's talking like us. Okay. Drowning in Easter eggs, this re-sequel of Evil Dead lives up to its predecessors by never letting up. It runs amok with such class that you have to watch it again to see how much. Ambiguous characters overflow off the screen and get into your mind. Pretty decent scares and gore in this one for the Gorehound. All the references and potential for a sequel are there, but this one carries its own. Considering it was just supposed to be streaming service giant HBO Max, but it's just Max doesn't surprise me. They have great movies and content in that channel. I love 10-star reviews too because of shit like that. Where some guy will be like, "Oh, by the way,
for the low price,
have you used Max? Best sequel since Evil Dead 2." Oh, okay, I don't know if I agree with that, but yeah. Go off, sis. The scariest Evil Dead since the original.
Yeah.
By Johnny Rates a Lot.
He what's a lot?
You know, I don't want to repeat it. Best Evil Dead entry, says Robot46802.
Oh shit, they are bots.
Damn, he was right.
Evil Dead can go 2 ways by I Am Your Dad's Dad. Grandpa? Becky92346 says another one for the Evil Dead franchise. Pleased with this movie. An absolutely insane roller coaster, finally an honor. Pure Evil Dead. Dark and outstanding masterpiece. Finally, Evil Dead Rise or Advanced Dream. Must see. Bloody good fun. It's good. I love that one. 10 out of 10.
It's good.
10 out of 10. It's good. Oh my god. Hold on. Okay, it's just him being fucking basic as shit. Never mind, nothing funny there. Horror, Gore, and Fun from JP91. He's somebody that we've seen in the fucking Friday ones, I think.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them?
He gave it 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Evil Dead Rise is another incredible installment of the famous The Evil Dead saga. This time, it's just Evil Dead, brother.
Yeah.
This time, the plot moves to an urban environment, leaving behind the forests and cabins, giving a claustrophobic story in an apartment building. The script touches on sacred elements such as the mother figure and sibling relationships, leading them down dark and twisted paths in artful ways. The director's work is totally effective. The cast gives wonderful performances, especially Lily Sullivan and Alyssa Sutherland. Cinematography full of chiaroscuro.
Oh, that sounds familiar. It's like an art term.
Oh, provides a gloomy atmosphere together with the filming locations and the art direction. The soundtrack is intense. Sound design is perfectly coupled into each scene, accenting those of horror and suspense. The most important thing is the use of old school prosthetic makeup effects. Yeah, he just loves it.
Yeah, chiaroscuro, an Italian term which literally means light, dark.
Oh, nice.
So it's like stuff like that, where it's like
oh, cool.
kind of dimly lit shots.
That shit. Great addition to the franchise. 90 minutes, full throttle, best horrible movie. What? I don't think that's what he meant to say.
This movie fucking sucks.
I loved it. I mean, yeah, I feel that way, so it's fine. What the fuck? What? Hold on. This is a 10 out of 10. It says, ooh la la. Yes. If you're a fan of the franchise, it's an homage to the original. The gore is phenomenal. The actors are as typical, the one person of color and rest white, true to form. But hey, what?
Excuse
what?
me?
But hey, we're used to it. Okay, back to the film. I love the updated book in the intro. This starts off gun a-blazing and doesn't stop. I was squinting, jumping, and yelling.
Screaming, crying, pissing, shit, shooting ropes.
I was squinting, jumping, and yelling at the screen from Jump.
I like how we're also he just brings up race once and then this kind of moves on from it.
CGI has done it. No cheesy effects. And now it looks as real as it can. The only thing I did care for was the reaction to pain. It was non-existent except on first content. I hope that doesn't become a thing. I'm ecstatic for this movie. Can't wait for the next one. Well, that's that. That's all. That's all I can see. I don't feel like fucking.
There's only one person of color.
I don't feel like digging up the fucking. I don't feel like digging up the Twitter of film.
No, we don't need to dive into that.
Of letterbox.
I mean,
might as well be.
Yeah, depending on where you're looking.
Yeah, because I will be. I mean, it's fun to look at their favorites and be like, "Wow, that one, huh?" Because that was the best part of that. Is I'd be like, "Wow, that's your favorite, huh, buddy?" Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Fucking basic white guy ass taste in movies. But yeah, so that's Evil Dead Rise. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's a good time.
It's good enough that I'm looking forward to the next one.
Directed by you know what I mean? So it'll be good. It'll be good. What about you, Justin? What do you think?
It's great.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all you gotta say? Just it's great?
It's great.
Simple, huh?
There's nothing wrong with it. It gives what the original lovers want, and it gives what the new people want.
But there's no story.
Is
It's
there
woke.
a story in the other ones?
Honestly, I don't know if I can answer that question. But anyway, yeah, Evil Dead Rise is great. We're looking forward to the next one. But I think that's all we got for this one. Yeah. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us, Kale.
Yeah.
What's next?
Well, I'll get to that. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts, I guess. And next week, we'll be looking at Martyrs.
Oh boy.
Both the French Extremity original and the fucking remake that I'm sure is awful. I'm excited to rewatch the original again because that has quickly become one of my favorite movies ever.
Honestly.
And I'll talk about why when we cover it. And I can't wait to watch the remake. Hey George, you got something to say, buddy? He's not gonna say anything.
Damn it.
He's probably just breathing into the mic.
Yeah.
Hey George, what's up, buddy? Who'd you do, puppy? But yeah, I mean, and then I can watch the American remake and see if it's bad because I've heard not so good things about it. So that'll be 2 movies. I'm not planning on postponing it by a week because I am on vacation next week. Yeah. So that should work out. But we'll see. But yeah, so I'm excited to rewatch.
It's okay. For the 9 hours I was at work today, I only worked for like an hour and a half.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's being an adult.
That's what I'm talking about. That's all of us, man.
It's like
they moved me to a position that's like right next to being in charge of people, so
just like the jail.
Well, it's because they know when they give me something to do that I'll actually do it, so they don't care when I would stand there and do nothing.
Nice. But yeah, so we're looking at Martyrs next week. It'll be a fun episode.
What's after Martyrs?
Scream.
Yay.
Oh shit, cool.
That's when Scream starts.
I already know what first movie I'm gonna pick.
All right, I'm scared. Anyway, so yeah, and there's an open invitation if you want to join us for any of the Scream movies. I don't know if you like those as much as I do because I fucking love them. But I'm excited to cover that finally. And then after that, I think Justin picks the franchise. And then it comes back to me to pick the franchise. But we'll be doing our one-offs in between each Scream episode. But we're starting with my pick, which is Martyrs, and then we're going to go from there. And yeah, it's going to be a heavy episode. Hope you're ready for that. It's ooh, buddy. Because you've seen it before, right, Justin? The original?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long has it been?
A few years.
Yeah, you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
I just hope the remake isn't as bad as I think it's going to be.
I mean, I feel like worst case scenario with a lot of these American remakes, it's just going to be the original but watered down.
From what I've read, that's definitely what it seems like. It makes like, I don't know. There's like changes to it that I know about that I'm like, why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. But we'll see. I mean, it's like with The Grudge when we did The Grudge and we got to those American remakes and we were just like,
I was done with The Grudge after the second one.
This kind of isn't that good actually. Because yeah, that I remember those remakes. I remember listening to the audio commentary and Sam Raimi's like, yeah, I love that there's no jump scares. And then you watch that Grudge remake and there's nothing but fucking jump scares.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And I'm like, what the fuck happened, Sam? I'm like, you and Rob Tapper said you love this movie because there's no fucking jump scares and it's all atmosphere. And then you watch that first movie and there's nothing but fucking jump scares. Oh, anyway. All right, that's enough of that. Anyway, thanks for listening. Yeah, we'll see you next time, and we'll be talking about some heavy French shit. You know?
Yeah.
In French too. We're gonna speak in French, Justin, the whole time.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, get practicing.
Yeah, start practicing, bitch. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, we'll see you next time. So everybody say goodbye to Kale. Goodbye. Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Bye, Bruce.
Yeah. Bye, Bruce. Be safe on the way back to Michigan. Sorry about the Lions, brother. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see y'all next time. Woo!
Bye.